She was told she would never make it. She was publicly embarrassed on a global stage. And today, she stands among the most powerful artists in the world. This is the story of Taylor Swift. In an industry where fame often fades within months, one woman built an empire that has lasted more than 20 years and continues to grow stronger with time. Taylor Swift didn't just survive the music industry, she transformed it completely. From a teenage country singer in Pennsylvania to a global billionaire artist, her journey has become one of the most extraordinary success stories in modern entertainment. And it all began far from fame and the spotlight. Taylor Allison Swift was born in 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania, and grew up on a Christmas tree farm. Her early life was calm and ordinary, nothing like the world she would eventually dominate. But even as a child, Taylor was different. She experienced emotions deeply and naturally turned them into creativity. At just 12 years old, she picked up a guitar and wrote her first song on the very same day she learned a few basic chords. While other children were focused on normal everyday activities, Taylor was studying country music, not just listening to it, understanding how storytelling worked inside songs. She realized early on that music isn't just sound, it's storytelling. By her early teens, she was already determined to make it in Nashville. Just 11, she was walking through Music Row with a demo CD, knocking on doors and trying to get her first real break in the industry. Most of those doors were closed in her face, but instead of quitting, she adjusted her approach. She began writing songs based on her real teenage life, something that made her stand out from everyone else. At 14, her family made a life-changing decision and moved to Tennessee so she could seriously pursue music. That decision changed everything. While still in school, she wrote Tim McGraw in just minutes during a classroom moment, inspired by a real teenage experience. That song eventually brought her to Scott Borchetta, who was preparing to launch a new label called Big Machine Records. Taylor made a bold choice. She rejected safer industry deals and signed with a brand new untested label. It was a risk very few would take. She believed in herself completely. At just 16, she released her debut album. She worked harder than many artists twice her age, visiting radio stations, promoting herself, building her career from the ground up. Slowly but steadily, her name began to rise. Then came her breakthrough moment, Our Song, which made her the youngest artist at that time to write and perform a #1 country hit. The real turning point came with Fearless in 2008. Songs like Love Story and You Belong With Me turned her into a global superstar almost overnight. Fearless dominated the charts and won Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards, making Taylor the youngest winner in that category at the time. But fame also came with pressure. 2009, at the MTV Video Music Awards, Kanye West interrupted her acceptance speech, a moment that shocked the entire world. That incident deeply impacted her confidence and permanently changed how she experienced fame. From that point on, she felt constant pressure to prove herself. With Speak Now in 2010, she wrote every single song entirely on her own. No co-writers, and no outside help. The album sold over 1 million copies in its first week. Was her statement to the world, "This is my voice." Then came Red in 2012, major shift in her musical direction. She began transitioning toward pop music and scored her first Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. But hidden inside that album was a track that would later become legendary, All Too Well. By 2014, the media had reduced her identity to headlines about her relationships. Instead of letting that define her, she changed everything. She moved to New York City and released 1989. Full transformation into pop music became a massive success with over 1.2 million first-week sales. Hits like Shake It Off and Blank Space dominated global charts. She also made history by becoming the first female artist to replace herself at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. At that point, she felt unstoppable. But in 2016, everything shifted again. A public feud involving Kanye West and Kim Kardashian sparked massive online backlash. The internet turned against her, and her reputation collapsed almost overnight. She stepped away from public life for an entire year. But behind the silence, she was rebuilding. In 2017, she returned with Reputation, a darker, more powerful album that turned criticism into strength. The Reputation Stadium Tour became one of the highest-grossing tours in history. Then came a much larger battle, ownership. In 2019, her early music catalog was sold without her consent, meaning she did not own the masters of her first albums. Instead of accepting that outcome, she made a historic decision. She would re-record her entire catalog. This decision changed the global conversation around artist rights in music. She followed it with Lover, and later surprised the world with Folklore and Evermore during the pandemic, revealing a completely new artistic direction. Folklore won Album of the Year, making her the first woman in history to win that award 3 times. Then came the re-recordings. Red, Taylor's version, reintroduced the full 10-minute version of All Too Well, which reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 2022, she released Midnights and made history again by occupying the entire top 10 Billboard Hot 100. Then came the Eras Tour in 2023, a global global cultural phenomenon. It became the first tour in history to surpass $1 billion in revenue, eventually crossing $2 billion. It turned into a worldwide event and helped make Taylor Swift a billionaire through music alone. In 2024, she released The Tortured Poets Department, breaking streaming records, once again dominating global charts. In her personal life, she entered a new chapter, NFL star Travis Kelce, becoming one of the most talked about couples in the world. Now, after conquering music, business, and global culture, Taylor Swift is stepping into something new: filmmaking and Hollywood storytelling. From a small-town girl with a guitar to a global empire that reshaped the music industry, Taylor Swift didn't just become a star, she became the system itself. What do you think comes next for Taylor Swift? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this documentary-style story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful celebrity deep dives.